Hi, I'm Jared from the Pinaxis team. I'm going to talk to you for a few minutes about our approach to the EHR Accessibility Challenge, why we developed what we did, why we think it's going to have the largest potential impact on the market, and then take you through a very quick demonstration of a functioning prototype as a proof of concept. What we started with was the big idea, and for us that was to provide a standardized and improved user experience for all disabled and abled patients while interacting with their provider's EHR, regardless of what system they provide. The difficulty of this is that the EHR market is extremely fragmented. Most EHRs pay little attention to the patient's user experience. Many are developed in outmoded and outdated technology. And many providers try to prevent switching EHRs because of the cost and burden of having to transfer that patient data. So the challenge for us was that if we tried to focus on just one EHR, we really couldn't reach a large impact on the market. And if we just also focused on just one EHR, we'd have to work in essentially older technology that makes it much more difficult to make a great user five-way compliant experience. So what we did instead was to develop a modern, patient-focused 508 compliant design module that can actually be easily integrated by providers to whatever EHR they choose to use. The way we did this is we developed what we're calling Apollo, and the main core of Apollo is an abstraction layer data model. There's a lot of technology behind the scenes that we're not going to see in the demonstration. That's really that powers a lot of this, but we're happy to sort of take anyone who wants to through the more technical piece later. But really what that data model does at its essence is sort of separate the data processing of the EHR from the patient experience while still coupling those two together. It allows patients to interact with their data, but have that data be processed and stored through whatever EHR their provider chooses to offer. Additionally, everything is developed in the Drupal content management system. It's an entirely open framework. It's a very common content management system. So actually, Apollo could not only be the patient portal, it could actually become the provider's entire website. And what we had to develop in the Drupal framework was what we're calling the Apollo module library. That's all the features and functions that the EHR can do. And have that developed as part of Drupal. And additionally, an Apollo theme library, which is the design, the 508 compliant look of the site that interacts with these different EHRs. What's great about developing this in Drupal is that it's an entirely open source framework with more than 20,000 registered developers. So not only can the Pinaxis team extend Apollo, it's actually possible to open this up to the community and allow any developer to come in and connect and configure Apollo to work with additional EHRs, offer additional features as Apollo modules, whether it be a calendar or a prescription tool, whatever it might be, and actually they can actually come in and design entirely new designs that are 508 compliant and work with different EHRs. Without having to really have any knowledge of the EHR technology, they can build all this in the Drupal framework that they're comfortable with. Our design, what's great about it is everything is designed for usability and 508 compliance. It's 508 and W3C compliant. We include in our slide deck a fully detailed test result. We use fully semantic markup and a monochromatic high contrast display. Font tags and header tags to denote text importance. We put anchor links at the top of the page to improve screen reader navigability. Use select boxes over text fields so it functions beautifully on iPads and mobile devices. And labels and title attributes and alt tags. Also, we offer multilingual support. The prototype offers English and Spanish, but the Drupal framework can add any additional language, so a provider can really easily offer a portal in whatever language they choose. The patient registration system uses a 3-point identification system, but what's great about the abstraction layer data model is that Apollo is the patient's portal into the system, but all of the data is processed and stayed through that provider's EHR. So all the security is done through the EHR system and not through Apollo. So what we're going to do quickly is take a very quick tour of a prototype. We've connected this with OpenEMR 4.1, but we've already begun working to connect Apollo to Vista and really easily can bring on additional EHRs as well. And we're going to make just sort of a basic interaction with that data. We're going to create a connection and then allow a patient to register with Apollo and just interact with their basic information. So what we're looking at now is the Apollo logged in as an administrator. This is where someone could come in here and set up the framework. And so it shows that right now Apollo is configured to work with OpenEMR. And what an administrator would do is they would come select whichever EHR they work with and then provide some information about their database and passwords and things of that sort. So that's already done. So now what this instance is going to do is we're going to have a user come in here and they're going to create an account in Apollo, and what we're going to do is create that account in Apollo and couple it with their EMR account. And I'm going to create an email address. password, and then last name, social security number, and date of birth. All of this is 508 compliant, including the date picker. And now what it's done is it creates Bruce Wayne's account in Apollo and attaches it to his EMR account. And so if we were to go in and change some basic information like his ethnicity or race, change his name from Bruce to George Wayne, and save that information, all of it's going to be saved back in OpenEMR. So we're also pulling prescriptions as part of our proof of concept and different preferences as well. So now let's go and jump back into OpenEMR. And if we go and find Mr. Wayne's record, we'll see he's now George Wayne, and that information that he provided was passed really in real time back to the EMR. So to sort of summarize, why we think our solution is going to have the most potential impact is that it's the only solution we think that will be a holistic approach to this overall problem globally. The abstraction layer allows Apollo to support multiple EHRs, and providers can keep whichever EHR they're using and still offer Apollo as a web portal to their patients. It's very easy to install and configure with a minimal amount of technical skills. It's built on the Drupal framework with tens of thousands of registered Drupal developers who can help providers set this up, but additionally they can help the Pinaxis team extend Apollo over time. They can configure additional EHRs, design additional support modules, and even design additional themes. And this is a community that is used to working in this open framework. So as technology changes, as policy changes, Apollo can continue to change with it. We're very proud of our solution. I'm glad to have an opportunity to participate in this challenge, and thank you for your time.